Welcome to the second video in the making of Smokey Jazz Lounge. This is a short video just describing how I added the saxophone using gilding. Now I first created a stencil using acetate, just clear acetate that you'd normally use for a projector, and a cutting tool, I think it's called a cut master, which is a bit like a soldering iron with a very fine tip. I drew a saxophone's freehand onto a piece of paper and laid the acetate on top, and then proceeded to cut out the shape using this tool. It's only a £20 tool I got through Amazon. I think some others like it. You could probably use a soldering iron with the right tip on it. But I bought this specifically for making stencils for my spray art. You see, it's quite easy to use. It gets quite hot, so be very careful, but it's such a fine nib that you can create some really fine details. This is quite a simple shape and design, but I've used it to cut trees and leaves and things like that before, so it's quite good. So you see here I'm cutting away. It glides through the plastic quite easily, but obviously you don't want to melt too much of it away, so you have to move it in smooth motions. And here I am taking the stencil away, and I use this to create the saxophone for the background I made the other week. Now some people would use spray glue. I've decided to use acrylic spray to create a background initially with silvers, gold and coppers. The reason being, when I brushed away the gold leaf, I wanted to have the right colours underneath to show through, because I wanted a nice gritty finish. You see how amazingly fast I brushed away the gold leafing here. This is actually sped up, of course, but after laying the gold leafing onto the damp acrylic spray, I brushed it away after a few minutes or so, and I wanted to take some of the gold leaf away from the middles and the edges to give it a nice rough look, so I can add a different colour, some copper leafing, so I had a two-tone effect on the gold. You can see on some areas here of the saxophone I've taken the gold leaf away and it's left the spray underneath, and that helps me to know where I need to put the glue for the next layer of leafing, the copper leafing. And also, if there are any gaps, it's not a problem because there's some metallic spray underneath as well, so it gives it a nice rustic, sort of antique, organic look as opposed to a perfectly neat gold leaf shape. I wanted it to look rough, I wanted it to look scratched and old and used. It kind of fitted the abstract feel of the background. I didn't want it too perfect, I didn't want a perfectly formed saxophone. It wouldn't look right against this background. It's not what I do. You see I'm brushing it away, it's quite easy. I use a brush, a soft brush, not a hard one. And here is the copper leafing I added afterwards. I didn't film it because I've already shown a demo of that, of the brushing away effect, but you can see the colour, it's almost like a rose gold, and when you brush it away and clean it all up, it leaves a lovely, worn, metallic finish, which I think works perfectly. It fits the blue and the gold and copper metallic paints in the background, that smoky effect, hence the name. You have to excuse the glare from the camera, but I tend to work at night time and I don't get much natural light, obviously, so here are some finished pictures. It gives you an idea of what it would look like on the wall or in a lounge. This is actually a commission piece someone's asked me to do, so I do hope you enjoy it, and I do hope that you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions about it, please leave them in the comment section, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. There's going to be more like this to come, and if you have any other questions, give me a shout. Thanks for watching.